What is up, Facebook? What is up, Ramblers? What is up, YouTube? What is up, Twitch? Back again. I am your host and your champion, John Covey Cole. But I want to take this time right now to apologize to everybody out there watching. Um, the last couple years, I've kind of been running rampant, if you will, with my abuse of power, I guess you would call it. I've been cruel to some of my compadres at times. Mike Wills and Tommy Thomason, Lyndon. Everybody's got my wrath for the last couple years, and I wanted to apologize. And this Royal Ramble Championship belt, this this I thought meant everything to me, but it doesn't. Okay, my friendship with my buddies is what means everything to me. And at this time, call me Medusa if you want, because as of right now, the Royal Ramble Championship no longer is a thing. So, that being said, welcome back to the show. Again, I am your host, John Covey Cole, but I'm not alone. I come back with some compadres. We got back on the show Justin Hicks, Michael Lee Wills, Tommy Thomason, Lyndon Childers, and again, myself, John Covey Cole. Gentlemen, welcome back to the Ramble. It's been a couple months, but here we are.
It's good to be back.
Perfect weather. Perfect weather to come back.
Maybe if you're down in the Georgia area, somebody on YouTube,
you ain't missing.
someone on YouTube says, "How you doing, Dustin Rhodes?" I'm not Dustin Rhodes, honey. I'm John Covey Cole, if you will, baby. But yeah, guys, I already apologized to the Ramblers watching. I want to apologize to you guys on the panel here. I think everybody on here but Justin has felt my wrath at some time, and I'm sorry, dudes. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Hopefully, time can mend all wounds. I know I have been out of control at times. So,
The jackass.
yeah, I've been a jackass, man. You call it what you will. I ain't gonna tell you wrong. Ben
The
Cliff,
jabroni.
Ben Cliff said, "Is this John Covey Layfield?" No, he does that horns up crap. You'll never catch me doing a horns up. I promise you that. Nonetheless,
Not even upcoming game, right? Not even against Ohio State.
well, when it comes to Texas, Ohio State, I got to pull for Texas because Ohio State, I got nothing for them. Without going too far off in the football world, 1988 national championship, Ohio State versus WVU, we lost. So piss on them. I ain't got nothing for them.
Dude, that was Notre Dame.
Yeah, that's Notre Dame.
You're correct. But we had. You're right. See, I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. See, I've lost my mind, gentlemen. Ant Wilder says it
That
was
Major Harris was the quarterback of that game.
Yeah, where he got injured.
They played Ohio State around the same time. I don't remember what happened there, but there was a thing there. Way to call me out on my bullcrap, Tommy. Mike, that's why I got you. That's why I keep you guys around, to keep me on the straight and narrow. So thank you, gentlemen.
We'll see.
Nonetheless, we haven't been here in a long time. There's a lot to wrestling to get to. I want to talk a little bit about tonight's premiere episode of Monday Night Raw on Netflix. I don't know about you guys, but I'm super jacked. Triple H has already discussed some of the surprises he's going to give us. Well, I guess they're not surprises now. And he's going to have some surprises in there to sprinkle in as well. But before we get there, what I want to do, gentlemen, is kind of give the people at home watching and you guys an idea of the new format for what we're going to be doing here on the Royal Ramble. As you can see, we got a new logo, trying to change some things around. I got a new outlook on life. I want to try some things. Pierce's on YouTube said it's JR. No, honey, it's JCC. JCC, baby. JCC. Anyway, I'm going to give the people kind of a quick look of what we're going to be doing, kind of the format we're going to be doing. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do a minute apiece. That's how it's going to do on the show. From now on, we're going to do a minute apiece. And whenever I pitch it to you, gentlemen, the floor is going to be yours for a minute. You can talk about anything that has happened since we've been on the air, which is what, Lyndon? 6, 8 months, something like that?
It's been a lot of wrestling. Let's just say that.
Been a lot of wrestling. And
Lot.
it's gonna be tough to get everything in, but we're gonna kind of bounce around the table and touch base and see what we can get to. That being said, Mike Wills, I think I'm gonna go ahead and start with you if that's okay. So as soon as you hear the bell, buddy, you got a minute. Have at it.
Well, I hear a bell. Guys, I just want to say it's a honor, privilege, and pleasure to be back here with the Royal Ramble with my friends. We want to see how everything's going to go. And I'm pretty excited. We're going to keep it with wrestling, guys. And like John Covey told, we've all been through some stages this past several months.
Yep. I guess Mike.
Rose, John. Oh, there we go. Okay, my screen froze a little bit. We're back to 22 seconds. Okay, so real quick, guys, real excited for Raw on Netflix tonight. The Go Home show last Monday Night Raw had a very, very good one-on-one with CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. Really excited, really looking forward to what Raw has to offer.
All right, that's enough. You spent 45 seconds. Welcome everybody back to the show. I thought I handled that at the top of the hour. Now you've wasted 45 seconds, Mike. All I know, you started talking about Netflix. We're going to talk about that in a minute. I wanted you to talk about things that has happened already that we have not had to talk about. But in your defense, this is a new format. You're getting used to it. It's okay. We'll get through the growing pains. But if I was giving out points just now, do you remember? You ever seen Billy Madison?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember the part in the movie when they're doing the triathlon, the whatever it was called, and they're grading each individual event? And at one point, I don't remember what they were talking about, but the judge says, I feel dumber for having to listen to that." That's how I feel, Mike. But it's okay. It's okay. We're going to keep it moving. My buddy Tommy's not going to let me down. He's got the floor next. Tommy, you got a minute. Once the bell rings, buddy, the floor is yours.
Hey, ring that bell. All right. Hey, I tell you one thing, and John might not like it. Women's wrestling is getting interesting here lately. You got Tessa Blanchard coming back against Jordan Grace. That's going to be some good stuff. And had the U.S. Women's title. Chelsea Green won that, and had the cash in there Friday night with Stratton. It's going to get interesting. I wouldn't be surprised to see if John Covey Cole's girl Charlotte comes back here pretty soon. So we're just excited about that. And the Netflix deal, of course, everybody's going to touch about that later. It's going to be interesting weeks in wrestling, and I'm glad to be back, and it's going to be a slobber knocker of a show right here tonight, too. So, hey.
Look at Tommy with time to spare. Got it all in. But yeah, you're right. I was very sad to see you talk about women's wrestling because it still sucks. But whatever. It's your opinion. It's your opinion. It's nice to see Kenny Dunn back in the chat. I guess he's referring to Mike. He says he gives it a Billy Bob 10. A 10. A friggin' 10. Does everybody get that reference on the panel here?
Yeah.
Mike,
Varsity Blues, right?
Hang on, Justin. Don't spoil it. Mike, do you get it?
Oh.
What? Yeah, Mike's froze. He just said a word cheese. Lyndon, you get it, don't you?
It's 26 degrees, Don. What do you expect?
Hold on a second, guys. My screen froze. I didn't hear any of that. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. We got enough people here to keep us busy. If you freeze up, just hang up, call back, see if that fixes it, because we can't sit and wait on you to answer. Justin, I'm going to go ahead and come to you next, buddy. Mike's happy to be here. Tommy's happy to be here, and he's impressed with women's wrestling. So I'm anxious to see what you have enjoyed in the last X amount of months since we've been here. Again, once you hear the bell, it's your turn to roll, baby doll.
Of course, the bloodline saga, the two bloodlines, we have fought two thrown in the mix. That's going to be very interesting tonight. I believe tonight, the precipice of where The Rock is going to go. Loss. I want to talk about the mid card a little bit. We have some real contenders. Braun Breaker on the verge of becoming.
Okay, well, my new plan is working flawlessly, guys. Justin and Mike is coming in clutch. Mike, can you hear me now? Are you frozen, buddy?
No, I hear you just fine.
Okay. That was kind of rough. That did not work out the way I planned. I could blame the powers that be, but I'm just going to chalk it up. This is part of the new John Covey Cole. I'm not going to get aggravated. It's okay that the internet is giving us a fit. The weather in southern West Virginia is bad right now.
Yep. We're in an ice storm.
Mike's opinions are still bad. It's okay. We can get through this. It's all right. Big Cliff says that he thinks that Justin is doing the show at the same house as Michael Lee Wills. Fair enough. That could very easily be the case. Hopefully Justin will call back in. In the meantime, let's keep it moving. Lyndon Childers, you have probably the longest residency on the show other than myself and Tommy. That's kind of why I waited till the last to put you on here. That being said, when you hear the bell, the floor is yours, buddy.
Save me for last. Okay. All right. Howdy, people. Let's keep this short, sweet, and simple. What we had happen over the weekend, of course, if you guys know, we have Wrestle Kingdom, we have Wrestle Dynasty. Good matches, great matches. If you missed it, you missed a match of the night contender between the one, the only best bout machine, Kenny Omega, and the madman that they call Gabe Kidd. You also probably missed a good match between Zack Sabre Jr. and Ricochet. Ricochet went back to Japan. He acts back like his old self. Can't say much about that. Another match that was great between Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Dynasty. You had Mercedes Moné versus Mina Shirakawa. Of course, they made Moné have 4 belts, which I think is stupid. But hey, all in all, now we're getting into the things building up to different things for New Japan and AEW. And I'll bring more to you, but I don't really like AEW, so.
Okay. I didn't understand half what you said because I think you were speaking Japanese, but whatever works for you. Kenny Dunn says, "Where's the Ramble strap? You must not have caught the opening of the show, Kenny. The Ramble strap no longer exists. I threw it in the trash. I pulled a Medusa, if you will. Not really happy with how that championship has been making. I mean, it's kind of reflected me in a bad light, so I got rid of it. No more championship belt here on the Royal Ramble, but here we are." Ben Cliff says, doesn't like AEW, but spoke about it for an entire minute. Lyndon Childers.
The mark of a true professional.
That's right.
So,
hey, Ben Cliff, what can I tell you?
So, couple things. I figured you guys. Tommy was really the only one there that really went where I was thinking you guys were going to go. Lyndon, correct me if I'm wrong, but you pretty much just recapped the event that just happened over the weekend, correct?
Yep, basically just recapped.
Okay. Okay, and this is probably on me because I told you guys, before this show got on the air. When I say told you guys, I mean my panelists here. Starting next week, everybody on the show is going to have a minute to discuss the previous week's event for certain companies. Um, we wasn't starting that tonight. If that's what's been your favorite that you've wanted to talk about for the last 6 8 months we've been on the air, okay, no judgment here, old buddy. But that's kind of not what I was looking for. But anyway, um, a couple things before we move on to talk about Netflix. Once again, we are going to be breaking down a little bit Netflix going to Raw. It's going to be, we could sit here for 5 hours easy and ramble about wrestling that we've missed for the last, again, 6 8 months, whatever. Um, but there's no sense in that. I myself have a couple. Oh gosh, Justin fell over. Are you okay? Are you okay?
I'm good. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's just
Okay.
no panic. Don't throw the X up, please.
It'll be okay,
We're good
buddy.
now.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, we got that out of the way. Kind of give you guys an idea of what we're going to be doing moving forward. Different scenarios. I'm going to give different topics throughout the show starting next week. Oh, Justin I fell over again. We're going to have to get this guy a phone holder or something. He's falling apart.
How's this?
Well, you
How's
been
that?
drinking, Justin.
I think you got into your sauce there, Tommy.
Yeah,
Um, but a
100%
couple things to throw
bottle, I
out there.
promise.
Like I was saying, moving forward, starting next week throughout the show, I'll be giving out different topics, and I will be pitching them to each one of the panelists here, and you guys will have a minute to get it over. Also, starting next week at any time during the show, Justin, Mike, Tommy, Lyndon, any one of you can call it out. Everybody has one ramble per week, per episode. So if somebody else is talking and I'll cut you know I've been very infamous about saying, "Hey, hush, the host is talking." You guys can cut me off now. If you guys have something you want to say I'm going to cash in my ramble, and the floor will be yours for a minute to discuss either what we're talking about at the current time or anything whatsoever you want to discuss. So every week you will have a ramble. If you decide not to use it, that's fine, whatever. They do not accrue, so every week it resets. You only have one per episode. That being said, before we get to the Netflix stuff, some of the things I've noted in the last 6 8 months that we've really not got to discuss. Um, Jacob Fatu debuting. I think that was one of the biggest things in the last year in wrestling. I feel like they've had to kind of water him down so he don't take the limelight away from Solo. But Lyndon, correct me if I'm wrong. This guy is a star.
I mean, do you want the truth or do you want me to sugarcoat it?
Hey, hit him with it, baby. Hit him with it.
Because and the moment I knew Jacob Fatu was coming to WWE, I'm like, bruh, this man about to outshine Solo like no tomorrow. Because for the stuff that Jacob Fatu can do at his size,
I love you, Solo. Sorry.
I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you. But
Hey, you want to
I
hear?
kind of figured once he got to WWE,
Sorry,
they
sorry.
were gonna
My
kind of be like,
sorry, Lyndon. I'll let you have it back in a second. My son, as soon as I said that, he said it too in the chat, so that's hilarious. Anyway, as you were.
but I mean, as soon as they brought Jacob in and put him with the new bloodline, I was like, yeah, they're gonna not let this man try to outshine Solo because
Oh, he'll
you
get
see
there.
his in
He'll
ring
get
work.
there.
It's like, but it's gonna happen. I'm telling you, it's gonna come soon.
Oh yeah, he's on
I mean,
fire. He's definitely on
like I've
fire.
said with this bloodline, like I said with this bloodline saga, there's layers upon layers upon layers.
There is, and it's it's only just begun. I'm anxious to see how it's going to go. Like you said, it's layers on layers. We've already been running this thing for a couple years now. It's insane. I've been watching Jacob Fatu for years. He was the first
That's how
Samoan that I was hoping that was going to get called up. I've been watching him like, come on, WWE, sign this guy. He's a star. Tommy, you've probably worked around the guy working for New Japan and some of those Southern promotions, haven't you?
Yes, I have. Yep.
And for
I
those
mean,
at
this
home,
guy,
for those at
he's
home keeping track, Tommy knows somebody, so this is when we take a drink.
drink up.
got my
If
drink.
I ain't got my drink on me, I ain't got no drink on me.
But go ahead, Tommy, as you
I'll
were.
catch you next.
But he, like you guys said, he's talented. He's championship material. It wouldn't surprise me within the next 6 months if they put like a IC belt or one of the working championships on him because this guy he's good. He's legit. I always thought he was legit with Major League Wrestling, and he's talented.
Justin, the Wyatt Six debuted since the last time we were here. I thought it come out very strong. The premiere episode when they was on Raw, that was one of the coolest productions I've ever seen out of any wrestling show whatsoever. Killed Chad Gable in the process. The next week he was back. That pissed me off. But I feel like they've lost a lot of steam, and I don't really know where they go from there. How do you feel about how all that's coming together, Justin?
I think they could be kind of, cooling them off just a little bit to maybe further something in the future. Because I mean, we see the Miz and the final test going on. I think that's going to be a battle for a little bit. Listening to Carry Cross on a podcast the other night, but I agree with you. I would have wished. I wish they would have went a little hotter with these guys because we could easily. I mean, you could see Gacy and what's my in NXT Dexter Loomis. I could see them as tag team material. And Uncle Howdy. I've loved Bo Dallas since he's been a part of WWE.
Believe.
That was my favorite. I loved it. Worked in NXT. My first WWE experience, network experience was that versus Bo Dallas ladder match at the Takeover.
That
You
was
guys remember
huge.
that one?
That was great. Absolutely.
Against the fan, and I think he's very capable. I just think he needs the repetition. And then we have a stacked roster, so you got to look at that right now. Like where do they fall in line? So hopefully they
Well, there's
haven't.
so many ways they can go with it, and a lot. One thing that people got to keep in mind: um, everybody in the stable is mid carders, and I'm not throwing shade whatsoever. That's just how it is. That's just what they are.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm here for it. My son in the chat, he's tripping. He says New Bloodline versus White Six at the Rumble. I don't know about all that. Kenny Dunn says Alexa Bliss comes back to the sick tonight. I'm here for it. All right. And Ben Cliff's talking about the White Six. Alexa Bliss in there soon. So a lot of the fans are thinking that Alexa Bliss is coming back to the White Six. And if she does, maybe she's the boss. Because if you guys remember the last time we seen her and Bray Wyatt on TV together, she kind of took his powers. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
I'm here for it.
To that point too, JCC, I wanted to add one thing. I have a buddy who's a very casual fan, right? Like he watches more now, obviously, because it's such a hot product. But
It's actually
the
cool
reason
to be a
he
wrestling
likes the
fan right
Wyatt
now.
Six,
Let's hear it one time for that. It's cool to be a
it
wrestling
is.
fan right now. It's great.
Yeah, it's
I feel like it's the
mainstream
90s
again.
all over
They
again.
are. Right. I can miss Monday Night Football for Raw, right? But the reason he likes the White Six is because they're not on TV every week. It's kind of new every time he sees them. I wanted to throw that out there for him, my buddy Nate. Not like, as he said, crammed down his throat. So
Don't mind me,
It's
guys.
just
Just
one
taking a
guy's
selfie.
one. Yeah,
Doing what?
Taking a
going
selfie.
on his eHarmony account later.
Sorry, had
Over there
to
taking
feed the
us.
machine real quick. Mike, let me get to you real quick. Then we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to come back and we're going to discuss Netflix and the Raw debut tonight. Something else big that I thought happened. This is actually pretty recent. The New Day turns on Big E at their 10-year anniversary. I thought that was very well done. Me personally, I may have just been being a mark. I don't know, but I did not see that coming. I looked for something different, but I love it, and I can't wait to see where it goes. Mike, how did you feel about the way they done that?
Well, as a wrestling fan, of course, you hate when you see the good guys turn bad. But at the same time, if you recall, the New Day at the very beginning were heels. And so I figured they wanted to get a fresh start. I thought it was a big swerve because we all thought that, that Kofi and the other guy were at odds with each other, but then
Kofi
they
and the
united
other
against
guy.
Big E. Sorry, it's been a minute.
Xavier?
But what I'm,
That's him.
huh?
Xavier.
Yeah, him.
Yeah, we got you, bro.
Xavier Woods. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. We all expected that there was going to be this big breakup between those two, but then for them to come together and go up against Big E, and they got monster heat because, so you broke your neck, big deal. Well, come on, man. I mean, there's a little bit of they really pulled off what they intended to do. I did not expect the amount of heat they got, but for the way they treated Big E, they're getting it. And so I'm excited to see what they're actually going to do tonight when they have their match. And
Ben
we'll
Cliff
see
says
what
that
happens.
Big E is eliminating both Kofi and Woods in the Rumble. I don't know, maybe not. He also says the other
I
guy,
like that.
the guy in the video with Paige that wasn't Brad Maddox. That's exactly who he's talking about.
No, I
Hey,
don't
to
watch
be
those videos.
Well, I didn't watch it. Hey, listen, I did not watch that video one time. You hear me? I watched it about 6.
You watched
Okay,
it more than once.
watched it about 6.
I didn't ask Brad about the time I met him either. So.
Oh, good
Now,
Lord.
I did not watch the Ricochet video. I will say that. Let that be known. But anyway, I digress. It's 7:30. We're gonna go ahead and pay the bills real quick. We're gonna come back and we're gonna discuss the Netflix premiere and kind of break down into that a little bit. So we'll be right back.
Gavin Ward can take care of your real estate needs, including loan closings, title searches, and deed preparation. Gavin also specializes in landlord-tenant matters and estate planning. Josh Miller has the experience and skills needed to handle your personal injury or wrongful death case, including car, truck, and motorcycle accidents. He will fight for you. If you're in debt and considering bankruptcy, Gavin and Josh will guide you through the bankruptcy process. 2 lawyers, 1 office for all your legal needs. Gavin Ward and Josh Miller. Call us today.
Real quick to answer your question, Kenny, nobody knows. I think he's going to be doing something because otherwise, why would you plug him in right there? You know what I mean? I think something's going to happen with him.
To be fair to Mike's point earlier, that's what Xavier was this whole time. I love the Kofi build up with that because he was like, "Me and E have been champions. What have you done?" So he was kind of the third guy, just a guy. In my eyes, I know he's skilled and everything, but
Oh, 100%. Xavier's been the third wheel for a long time, and
he's the X Pac, I guess, of the
for me,
DX.
he's always been my favorite member of the group, and I wish he would get more shine. The kid's still got a lot of potential, even though he's been there for a long time. There's still a lot you can do with him. Anyway, we're going to get away from that. We're going to start talking a little bit about what's going on tonight. Again, I don't know about y'all, but I'm super excited. First thing I want to put out there, and I had a love-hate relationship with this guy for a long time, but I'm excited. John Cena gonna be back tonight um, to start his 2025 retirement tour. Justin, how do you feel about this?
I love it. I do. Over the years, it was a love hate relationship with Cena, but now that we don't see him as much, of course, I've grown fond of the man. It's special anytime he comes on television anymore. This is the last hurrah before Hollywood full time, so I'm here for it. I want to see some big bangers, as they say, with Cena,
That
and
being
see
said,
what his.
before we move on to the next topic at hand, Lyndon, I'm going to bounce it to you. John Cena, what happens tonight? Who does he start a program with tonight? I'm envisioning John Cena opening the show, coming out, cutting a promo, and being interrupted. That may or may not happen, but either way, who do you see John Cena's first program being with once he gets back tonight?
Honestly, this might sound funny, and I don't know why this all of a sudden popped into my head, but Chad Gable.
Okay,
Hmm.
I'm here for that.
I like.
The only thing that
Just
bothers me about that
it,
is
it,
he's still kind of working a program with Karrion Cross and Company, isn't he?
I know, but it's just one of those things like because you're trying to think of who's on the roster for Raw that could be like one of the guys to step up to Cena, and something tells me that Chad Gable would just be the one to just come out there and be like, "I'm American made." So just with the whole thing, and then with the Creed brothers behind him, and I mean,
That's a good take. I really like that, gentlemen. I'm sure you guys are chomping at the bit to discuss that as well. But we got to keep it moving. I'm going to try to disperse the questions as evenly as I possibly can. That being said, I think that this guy right here is going to be the first person that Cena feuds with, leading to the Royal Rumble. Could be wrong, but Logan Paul is back tonight. He said he retired, which any wrestling fan kind of figured that was bullcrap. Tommy Thomason, do you agree with my sentiments? If not, how do you feel about Logan Paul coming back out and
Come out and challenging. I don't feel like it would be him, but then again, I could be wrong. But my feeling, I feel like it's going to be the Miz come back and say, "Hey, we was the main event that won WrestleMania, and let's do it again." But Paul, like I said, Paul's a talented guy.
we got some hot takes in the chat. I gotta drop them in real quick. Kenny said he hopes he brings back the Doctor of Thugonomics back. That would be fun. Ben Cliff said he's getting interrupted by The Rock. I thought about that, Ben, but the only thing that bothers me about that is The Rock's tied in with the bloodline stuff. I don't know if they'd pull him away for that just yet. Jonah, my boy, he says he's doing a thing with Otis. I don't know about that. Justin, how do you feel about Logan Paul coming back, and who do you want to see him work with?
With Logan Paul or
Yes, Logan Paul.
I'd kind of like to see Logan. We already seen LA Knight. Let's see.
Yeah.
I guess I would talk. Let me talk to you. I would honestly like to see him go against Cody Rhodes. Why not? I mean, he's one of these guys. They've put a lot of money in Logan. His drinks out there. Why not give him the face of the company and throw the strap on the line? Oh, Lyndon's got his hand up there. Oh.
Yeah, he's trying to get his shit in. He's talking about Pentagon Jr. Allegedly debuting tonight. They've been flashing his logo on the screen.
Yeah.
Are you saying that's who you think Logan Paul's going to start with there, Lyndon? Is that what you're thinking? Logan Paul and Pentagon Jr.? I don't think they're going to do that. I'll tell you why. I don't know. Tommy may know. He may have worked with him, but I don't know if Pentagon Jr. speaks great English. And if that's the case, I don't
He
think they're
does.
going to put him with Logan Paul. They're not going to put him with Logan Paul. Logan Paul's a very athletic and very great, but he's very green. A lot of people forget that. What's that,
Well,
Tommy?
it's not like he got Ricochet to go against.
True. What's that, Tommy?
I had to buy a T-shirt off of Pentagon Junior one time, and he tried to pay me back in pesos.
Take a drink. See, Justin's over drinking water like a smart
Yeah.
feller. I'm over here drinking Mountain Dew.
Yeah. Yeah. Trying to do the one healthy thing that I do.
Speaking of coming back, he said so himself that he's going to be there tonight. The Rock is scheduled to be at the Netflix premiere in 22 minutes. So, Mike Wills, how do you feel about The Rock coming back? What do you think we're going to see him do? Last time he was on the air, he come out, counted to 3 in the air. I don't know what the hell that was about, but I'm excited for it. How do you feel about this, Mike?
I feel he's going to come out tonight and he's going to sow the seeds for what's going to come ahead. I don't think there'll be any interruptions per se. I think he will be stating his intentions. And, I don't think it'll be a John Cena interruption or anything like that. As far as Cena goes, I'm going to go out on a limb and think that he may want to go for a U.S. title first and do a U.S. Open challenge one more time. I know he's a
All right, I'm going to cut
Triple
you off.
Crown.
I'm going to have to cut you off, Mr. Wills. I didn't ask you about John Cena. I was asking you about The Rock. What are you talking about John Cena?
I was getting back to it, sir, before I was interrupted.
I'm going to have to put these timers on these daggone questions too, ain't I? Lyndon, how do you feel about The Rock coming back? What do you think the 1, 2, 3 is about?
First and foremost, y'all better recognize the final boss. Y'all forget. He said his story with Cody Rhodes is just beginning. Remember, you last saw him at Bad Blood, and what did Rock do? He did 1, 2.
What's that mean? What's that mean?
Hey, it's either one, either
Mike
Roman
Wills, did
getting
we
it
lose you?
or Cody getting it. It is one of the two.
I don't
You
run
don't
Mike
know.
off. I don't run Mike off with my new format, guys.
But
Mike,
I'll
come
tell you
back.
right now, what happens tonight is going to set up going into WrestleMania, which might very be Rock and Roman.
Yeah, I don't see many scenarios where that's not going to be the case. I'll tell you right now, though, it's going to be hard to top last year's Road to WrestleMania because I don't know about y'all, but I did not see that coming. And when The Rock's like, "You don't talk about my family, sucker," I was like, "Oh shit, we gonna get a heel Rock." That really taken me back, and it was nice to be worked. And that's one of my favorite things about Triple H since he's been in charge, is he's actually worked me a couple times. For the longest time, I kind of had Vince McMahon figured out, and I kind of figured out what was going to happen before it would happen. And Triple H has swerved me a couple times, and I absolutely love it.
Hunter kind of keeps us on our toes, and Vince,
Jonah,
he kind of got too predictable.
Jonah in the chat says Paul did the 1, 2, 3 thing last week. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. We still got
Again,
the CM Punk favor.
Rock said he's the final boss.
He's the final boss.
I really want to know what that. I really want to know what that CM Punk favor is.
All right, we're going to move along. Mike, I don't know where you're at, buddy, but come on back wherever you are. Tommy, since you wanted to put over women's wrestling so much earlier, tonight we got Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley in a rematch for the championship title. Ultimately, do you think Rhea is going to get the belt back? And are you excited for this match?
Yes, I am, and yes, she is, and she's gonna get her revenge on Dom. I believe this is gonna be the payoff night for that. Rhea's gonna whip her and get the belt back, and I think whip Dom after that one. So
we're gonna whip Dom again.
Oh yeah, got to whip him. I mean, he turned his back on her.
But this ain't
Gotta
the
get the
days.
revenge back. It's
This ain't the days.
payoff.
This ain't the days of the territory where you can work the same gimmick all over the country and nobody's going to see it until you get to the town. We've seen that. We've seen her beat the crap out of Dom. You think we're going to get more of her beating the crap out of Dom?
Oh yeah.
Okay, well.
Can I
Maybe
play
Okay.
devil's
hang him with a
advocate?
chain or something.
Can I play devil's advocate?
Sure, why not?
Netflix.
I know everybody wants Rhea to win. I don't think it will
Everybody
happen.
who? I want Liv to win.
This is what I'm saying, John. Everybody thinks Rhea's going to win tonight, but I think Liv's going to win.
It's always a
Just
lot
for all
better when
that.
you have. It's always a lot better when you have the babyface chasing the heel. Um,
Hmm.
the whole build of Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know, people could talk about the Bret Hart and you know the Savio Vega stuff with Steve Austin, but that's what really made Stone Cold Steve Austin. The chase with him to get Shawn Michaels title. That was the hot point. We just lost Justin again. We're losing everybody tonight. Lyndon, Tommy, I guess it's just us, boys. I don't know.
That snow hitting y'all hard and hitting you
This storm
fast.
is wreaking havoc.
Kenny said I'd rather be in China. That was the best thing ever. Mike
Of course,
Wheels,
saying,
welcome
"Oh,
back,
Rhea's
bud.
going
Hey,
to." Everybody's all of a sudden going, Rhea's going to win, but I'm just like, nah, Liv will win. I kind of want Liv to win and keep the title, so
Well, I do too
because
because
Rhea don't need the title.
it's going to
But
make
you
for more
think,
entertaining TV.
Rhea don't need the title. Rhea's over. She don't need the title. She's over like no tomorrow.
All right, guys, I got a few more things
Every
to
time
get to.
Rhea pop up,
We got 16 minutes before Raw starts, so I want to go ahead and keep it moving here.
oh, go ahead.
Mike Wills, Drew McIntyre, Jay
yeah,
Uso tonight. How do you feel about this? Are you excited for it?
I'm excited for it.
Do you? Okay, give us a little bit of context about it. Let's talk about it. Tell me something you like about it. So, why are you excited about it? What do you think is going to happen?
Well, I don't know, John. I mean, if I speak my mind, I get interrupted. So I'm going to try to keep it real and professional. But yeah, I like the idea. Two guys, two different mentalities. You know, Drew McIntyre is a beast. Uso, you know, he's got that dog in him. And I like to see it. I want to see what kind of story they tell in the ring.
Yes, I'm excited for it too. Again, Mike Wills, I apologize for hurting your feelings, but I'm sorry. That's my job as the host, is to cut you off and keep it directed the way I'm trying to get it to go. No, Leonard, put your damn hand down. Oh, he's yeeting over there is what he's doing. No yeet. No
That was
yeet.
good.
Like Jimmy said, no yeet. To kind of build off what Mike was saying, though, I'm excited about this match, too. You know, part of me thinks the Bloodline's going to come out and interfere. Maybe we'll get some kind of shenanigans. For me, I think what's going to happen, I think Kevin Owens is going to come out and help Drew McIntyre, which you guys have seen the seeds planted there. I think we're getting ready to have one of the coolest either tag teams or stables that we've had in a long time. Kevin Owens, Drew McIntyre, somebody else, I don't know. Mike's frozen, and I don't know about you guys, but I think the shot that he's frozen at is freaking hilarious.
He's just smiling.
He's just a cheesing. Mike, can you hear us?
He just looks happy.
He just cheesy.
Just happy. All right, guys, we got to keep it moving. Lyndon, I'm gonna go to you next. Got a tag team match tonight, player. We got New Day versus Rey Mysterio and a surprise partner. Who do you think the surprise partner is going to be, and who do you think is going to be going over?
Pentagon Jr.
Well, see,
I'm
now
pretty
you're
sure.
contradicting what you said earlier.
I'm not contradicting. I'm just
So he,
saying that's just gonna be my guess.
okay, so you're
If
saying
anything,
that you
that's just
think
my
that he's
guess.
going to interrupt Cena, and he's also going to
No, he's not.
be
No,
in this tag match.
no, he's not gonna interrupt.
I
I
thought you
said
said that
Chad
earlier.
Gable would.
You're right.
No,
You
I said
did.
Chad Gable. I didn't say Penta. But no. But I think I kind of want to give it to New Day, but I mean they're going to get booed so much. It's hard to you know
Keep the heat coming,
determine.
baby.
Who knows? Kofi's mom may be there, not be there. Might slap him, might not slap him. Turn his back on him.
I don't know if it's going to happen or not. It might be too early since planting the seed, but I would love, absolutely, eat it up if it's Big E. I feel like it's too early
Yeah.
where they planted the seed, but that would be so huge.
It would be huge, but I'm like I would rather see him eliminate both of them at WrestleMania because that would just be much sweeter. Like, oh, remember what y'all said about me months back? Cool. Here's your receipt.
But I'm anxious to see that nonetheless. Couple other things we got to get to before the end of the show. This one's big. This one's pretty big. Finally, we're going to get CM Punk and Seth Rollins. Wow. I thought this was going to
Boy, oh
be
boy,
a WrestleMania main event, which I know this
it
whole
is.
Netflix deal is huge, but I didn't think we would get it this early. I look for some kind of shenanigans in this match, whether it be a DQ, maybe CM Punk teases whatever that favor is that Paul Heyman owes him tonight. Um, maybe
Hmm.
we get Seth Rollins turning full fledged heel. Maybe he's the one that's going to join Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens. That would be amazing as well. Tommy Thompson, I'm gonna get your take on this match, man. Tell me a little something about it.
To me, I feel like this is going to end in a no contest, and like you say, it's going to have a full heel Seth Rollins because Seth works a lot better than as a heel, and do the thing with Drew and KO.
Welcome back, Mike.
Hey,
I was getting cracked up there at the image that froze. Was one of the cutest images I've ever seen of you. You were just sitting there cheesing. It was great. It was great. You'll have to watch the show back. You'll see what I'm talking about. It was great. Um, so we got 10 minutes left. We got one more match to talk about. Mike, let me go ahead and get your take on this match. How do you feel about Seth Rollins and CM Punk tonight on Raw, which is supposed to be, from what I'm reading, I think somebody in the chat said it earlier, supposed to be 3.5 hours tonight, give or take a few. So
I mean, it's on Netflix.
uh,
You ain't got to really have a.
some of us got to go to work tomorrow, Lyndon. Some of us ain't got Walmart to go to tomorrow. You know what I mean?
I go to work tonight. What the hell are you talking about?
Where you work at? Walmart?
No.
Anyway, Mike, go ahead, bud.
this could easily be the main event of the evening. It's the one I'm looking forward to the most. Two guys that really act like they don't like each other. I don't know how they are IRL, but no, I'm really looking forward to seeing it. You got two people roughly the same age. I know CM Punk's a little older, roughly the same size. They got skill sets that really complement each other. I'm looking for a good old fashioned, and I'm sorry for the hat, John, a real slobber knocker. But I'm looking forward to it.
I just want to show y'all this real quick how it
Is that
looks on Netflix.
is that what Netflix is doing?
That's what it looks like right now on Netflix.
Justin, I know we've had some problems with the Netflix with the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight. I'm not sure about the NFL on Netflix recently. I didn't watch anything from the start. Do you think we're going to have any kind of buffering issues tonight? I know you and Mike are, but I'm just talking about the rest of the world.
We definitely are, Mike, for sure.
It's
Uh,
buffering.
I,
I
I,
mean, it's
I
buffering
think
pretty
it's
good
going
on
to
my
be
side.
fun.
Mm-hmm.
Is it buffer on Linden's? Is it
It,
buffering or
it's
no?
it's
Lyndon Childers, I
it's
wasn't
not
talking to
messing
you
up.
again. I was talking to Justin. We're not going to do the same thing we've done in years
Oh,
past. Well, I will direct questions towards each one of you. I'm sorry if I'm sounding like an asshole, but I will direct questions to each one of you. That way we can bounce this around evenly. I know for a fact, me, Lyndon, and Mike could do a show by ourselves, just one of us, and talk for an hour straight. That's just how we are. We like to talk. Um, that being said, Justin, as you were.
Oh, I was wondering about the buffer. I think it's going to be okay, just based on those NFL games. There weren't near as many issues from what I had seen on Twitter and such. The Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight, I think, was put on to see what would happen in the near future if they want to buy certain live events. And it was, I think that was the trial run. And I think WWE is going to be a smooth sailing product from here onward, because this is a multi-billion-dollar purchase anyway. So
I didn't even
I look for it to be all right. Finish.
I didn't even think about this until Ben Cliff just put it in the chat, but it's huge if that's the case. Lyndon, Ben says Punk's favorite could be calling in Brock to help him tonight. You think that's a possibility?
I mean, he did just get put back on the page on the Raw roster, so I mean, anything's possible. Anything can happen.
Wow.
Oh man, I don't know about you guys. We got about 7 minutes till the kickoff. I don't remember.
Man,
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I just had a question because when y'all were talking about Paul, among the two Paul brothers, is is Logan Paul a better wrestler or is Jake Paul the better boxer?
Oh, I think Logan's a better wrestler. I think it's
Jake's
just
a
natural.
bullshit fighter.
Yeah, I'm with Lyndon. Jake's just
Yeah.
a money guy. I mean, he can box. Don't get me wrong, but once he starts fighting some active professional boxers, then we can have that discussion. But he's fought a bunch of YouTubers, a bunch of old timers. I think it's Logan. That's my pick anyway. Anyway,
I
we
would
didn't get to the
agree with
last
that.
match. We got 5 minutes left, 6 minutes. That being said, Solo Roman. I hate to say it, but I feel like Solo needs this more than Roman, but I don't know if that's the way they're going to go with it. How do you feel, Tommy?
I feel the same way you do. Solo needs it more than Roman. To show that, hey, he's going to be the tribal chief. This may last up to WrestleMania. It wouldn't surprise me a bit if it did, and it'd be one of the main events. Uh, I'm kind of like way I was thinking about Fatu or oh god, Jacob Fatu getting a title. I think it's time for Solo to maybe get a world title, and that would be the main event at WrestleMania. Be Roman and Solo.
See, everybody keeps talking about The Rock and Roman. Um, I think we're going to get The Rock and Cody because that's the only. I like what you're talking about there, Tommy. I don't think Cody is going into WrestleMania as the world champion. I think it needs to be dispersed somewhere else, whether it be to Solo or whoever. But I think we're going to get The Rock and Cody because if you remember, The Rock when he was there, he's like, "Yeah, I'm coming back for you, pal." So when he comes back, he may
Mm-hmm.
not be coming after Roman. He may be coming after Cody. You know what I mean?
Exactly. We're on the same page, Cubby.
We are. See, that's why we best get old buddies, Tommy.
That's right.
All right. The end of the show. Since next week we're going to be starting the minute-long rambles, I'm going to go ahead, guys, and give them to you right now. That being said, Lyndon, I'm going to start with you. When you hear the timer, or when you hear the bell, rather, the floor is yours. Give us your takes. You got 3 minutes left. Get over whatever you want to get over.
Uh, really, just we're about to be in a new era of Monday Night Raw. On Netflix. This is very big, and the thing you can tell and see that's so different from when Vince was running stuff to where Hunter's running stuff. I mean, it's not even the same thing. But not only that, man, it's like this is the best time in the world to be a wrestling fan. It doesn't matter if you're a fan of WWE. It doesn't matter if you're a fan of AEW, TNA, New Japan, whatever your flavor, whatever you like. This is just the best time to be a wrestling fan, because other people may think that this, shit is fake to them, but to us, this is real because we believe in the storytelling and the art of what these wrestlers are selling and giving to us. So let's just enjoy this time with the wrestling we got.
It's still real to me, damn it. Well said, well said. All right, Mike, the floor is yours, buddy. You got a minute.
There's the bell. Guys, I've been a wrestling fan since I was a teenager, since the 80s, when I watched the NWA, when they came to Beckley, when the old WWF. I even watched AWA. I've loved how wrestling has evolved from what it was then to what it is now. And, to echo what Michael Cole said at the end of WrestleMania, I love being a wrestling fan. I mean, I'm paraphrasing. But, guys, I'm just looking forward to it. Now, I'm still a little hesitant. I'm still a little apprehensive. I'm still a little wait and see. But with that being said, I don't know what's going to happen next. And because I don't know what's going to happen next, of course, I'm going to tune in and I'm going to watch the wrestling show tonight. I'm going to watch Raw. And hopefully, I am going to be surprised by what I see. And hopefully, it's all going to make for some good storytelling.
All right. Well said. We got just a few more minutes to go. Tommy Thompson, you got a minute.
I'm going to tell you something right now. You think that the error that happened when Triple H took over and Kevin Dunn was gone from production, just come from a production guy. I believe this Netflix stuff is going to blow us away in production value, in camera quality, just the whole. It's going to be more theatrics now than it ever has been, and it's going to be one of the greatest shows I believe that they're going to put together. Production-wise, it may. This is going to be the start of the nailing of the coffin of AEW, I believe, and that's saying a lot with old Tony's money. But this might end up putting them out.
Tommy not even using his full minute. All right, I'm here for it. Justin, you got a minute, Bubba?
I'll be quick with it. We're on a new frontier tonight. As the boys already said, I can't really say what's already been said. It's a beautiful time to be a wrestling fan. This Netflix deal officially. Very excited. And as Tommy said, this is going to be something that I think night one, it's going to take some adjusting, because I think it's just going to wow us away. No set time limit, no set end time as 11 p.m. or we could go to midnight or past. I don't think we will for a while, but it's on the table. Watch some Raw on Netflix.
Hey, well said, my dude. Well said. My son's going to kill me if I don't put him over. Pentagon Jr., there you go, Jonah. He's probably coming out tonight. Guys, we've went over the time a little bit. Raw has started. We got people coming to the ring. It is time to go and enjoy a wrestling show. Guys, we will see you next week here on the Royal Ramble, 7 o'clock. As always, it's good to be back, gentlemen. Justin Hicks, Tommy Thompson, Leonard Childers, Michael Lee Wills. I am John Covey Cole, guys. Until next week, let's go watch some wrestling. And what's the catchphrase, Mike?
Ramble on.
Ramble on.